Let me ask you something. What do you get when you drop Florida's laws into New York City for just 24 hours? Answer: complete legal chaos, several new viral mugshots, and probably a Broadway musical about it by noon.
Huh?
I spent hours digging through Florida's actual laws, and if those same rules were magically applied to NYC,
What?
let's just say Central Park might turn into a reptile sanctuary. Uber drivers might be armed, and the NYPD might just give up and go home. The NYC subway has always had its characters, but with Florida laws in play, it starts to feel like a deleted scene from John Wick 4. Pit bulls, parrots, and a guy offering you gator jerky at 7 a.m. So buckle up, because we're about to run a full-blown legal experiment. If Florida's laws took over NYC for 24 hours, and trust me, it gets insane fast. Chapter 1. Welcome to Florida, York. Alright, so first off, Florida isn't just palm trees, Disney, and people fighting iguanas in Publix parking lots. Florida has some of the wildest laws in the country.
What?
Many still on the books, and we're going to drop those laws, rule for rule, right into the streets of Manhattan. Picture it. The sun rises over the Hudson River, but instead of bagels and joggers, you've got a guy rollerblading in camo shorts holding an emotional support python. Because under Florida law, it is legal to own exotic animals like pythons, as long as you have the right permit. In Florida, a python isn't a red flag, it's a flex. In NYC, that's 5911 calls and a viral TikTok before breakfast. Florida has the highest number of exotic pet permits in the US. This real data supports the idea that lemurs, snakes, and even peacocks could legally walk through Central Park. And imagine a bodega cat throwing paws at a passing raccoon on a leash while tourists applaud and someone yells, "Only in New York! Wait, Florida! Wait, what year is it?" Reality would melt faster than a bagel in Miami heat. Chapter 2. Florida Man on the subway. Now let's talk public transportation. You know how New Yorkers already think their subway system is a horror movie? Well, introduce Florida's open carry laws, and suddenly your train ride has turned into an episode of Survivor Bronx Edition. Under Florida law, concealed carry is legal with a permit, and new laws have made it easier than ever to carry firearms. So now you've got someone doing stand-up for tips on the L train, and another dude next to him packing heat and wearing a "Don't Tread on Me" tank top. But wait, it gets better. In Florida, there's a law that bans unmarried women from parachuting on Sundays. What does that mean in NYC? Say goodbye to rooftop parties in Brooklyn, because Jessica's single and she's base jumping in violation of Florida Code 1478-B. Meanwhile, a guy in Times Square is offering emergency parachute permits for $40 and a selfie, and the MTA installs seatbelts in case someone tries to skydive into a moving train. Florida Man is now selling gator jerky on the queue line. Chapter 3. You can't sue for stupid. Here's where Florida laws really throw New York into chaos. In Florida, if you get injured doing something obviously dumb, like wrestling a gator, you can't sue. Welcome to the stupidity clause. Now apply that to NYC. That guy who jumped off a moving Uber to avoid traffic and broke his ankle? No lawsuit. Karen who slipped on ice because she wore stilettos in a snowstorm? No payout. It's like Florida said, if you're dumb, that's on you. We're not paying your medical bills. Good luck. You know how many lawyers in NYC just passed out reading that? All of them. The courthouse shuts down for the day because every personal injury lawyer is curled up in a fetal position whispering, "What about the slip and falls?" Meanwhile, NY influencers are now jumping into fountains for views because, why not? You can't sue. YOLO. Chapter 4. Pet rules? What rules? Alright, let's go full feral. Florida is one of the most pet-lenient states in the US. You can legally keep wild animals, even monkeys, if you go through the right channels. Now toss that rule into New York. Imagine walking through Times Square and seeing a guy on a hoverboard, holding a leash, with a lemur at the other end. You're not hallucinating. That's just Tuesday in Florida, York. Let's not forget the Florida Stand Your Ground pet law. If your dog is defending your home, you're covered. Now imagine NYC doormen trying to explain to their boss why a pit bull just body slammed a delivery guy. And yes, there's no statewide leash law in Florida. So welcome to unleashed chaos. Literally. Pigeons form alliances with peacocks. A raccoon starts running a juice cart in Soho. And someone in the Bronx opens a cat cafe where the cats wear bulletproof vests and bark. It's not just Florida York anymore, it's Central Bark.
What?
Chapter 5. Shopping in the Wild West. In Florida, fireworks are totally legal, even mortars. In New York, only sparklers are allowed.
Why?
So imagine walking through Union Square on a Tuesday afternoon and someone's lighting off a Roman candle at Shake Shack, just because they legally can. And don't get me started on Florida's ban on unnatural acts with porcupines. Yes, that's a real law. No, I won't explain it.
Oh no!
Meanwhile, Times Square turns into a full-blown pyrotechnic arena. Tourists running from bottle rockets while street performers time their flips with fireworks. And someone's selling Florida-legal porcupine plushies with very suspicious warning labels. Welcome to the mall from a fever dream.
Nice.
Chapter 6. Alcohol, straw bans, and golf carts. Florida also allows open containers in certain areas, which means, yes, that guy sipping a margarita in a Dunkin' Donuts line. Totally legal. Oh, and plastic straws are banned in many cities, but not in Florida. In Florida, York, every iced coffee comes with a tactical-grade plastic straw. And then there's this. In Florida, you can drive golf carts on roads with 25-mile-per-hour speed limits. Apply that to NYC, and suddenly, Wall Street bros are racing golf carts down Fifth Avenue. Like it's Mario Kart DLC. Delivery guys switch to golf carts with neon underglow. Cops are pulling people over for golf cart drifting. Midtown installs golf cart parking meters. A guy with a visor and a mojito is now the fastest Uber driver in Manhattan. Welcome to the Fairway Jungle. Chapter 7. So what actually happens? Let's break it down. If Florida laws actually took over NYC for 24 hours, Central Park becomes a gator petting zoo. Every hot dog cart has 3 pit bulls and an AK-47 nearby. Lawsuits? Gone. You did that dumb thing? That's on you. A swarm of unleashed monkeys, fireworks, and plastic straws floods Manhattan. Tourists are confused. Locals are terrified. Florida man becomes mayor by noon. And somehow, the rent still goes up. Times Square is trending under number Floribama takeover. A squirrel runs for city council. The Empire State Building is declared a giant emotional support object. And by the time it's over, no one remembers how normal ever felt. The damage report. So, after 24 hours of Florida rule, what's the final score? Subway delays, 9 hours. Exotic animal sightings, 37. NYPD burnout, maxed. Gators on leashes, confirmed. Number of lawsuits filed, 0. Thanks to the stupid law. And most importantly, the internet explodes. Because now every TikTok is titled, Day 1 Living in Florida, York. So yeah, New York might be built different. But if Florida's laws ever landed there, it wouldn't be the city that never sleeps. It'd be the city that needs therapy immediately. Comment below what state laws I should drop into the next city, or tell me what your hometown would look like under Florida law. Spoiler, it's probably chaos. Until next time, don't whistle after 10 p.m., or own a ferret, or marry your cousin's python, because that might actually be legal somewhere.